Hello, welcome back everybody. This is Gamer 1995 Politics Cure. I know I just made a video, but I decided I wanted to make another one. Since I've started getting more into like firearm type content that I've been putting out, more on the educational side. I'm not an expert, I have never claimed to be, but I am somewhat knowledgeable in this field. Anyway, today we're going to do something that's probably been beat to death, but I decided to do it anyway. Yeah, that didn't work. I was trying to flip the camera around. Anyway, difference between the 5.56 or 223, one right here, my thumb's on, and the 7.62x39. Okay, let's start with the 7.62x39. It is, for more or less any purposes, a 309 caliber bullet, basically a 308. I think of it as a 308 short. It's got the 30 caliber slug and intermediate cartridge. Now, the case, this part, is the cartridge. Well, the whole thing can be seen as the cartridge, but for our purposes here, we're calling that the cartridge. Get your primer there and your slug. Now, this round was originally designed and developed not from what most people think, Kalashnikov. No. This was designed by the Soviet Union. This is the bullet they wanted for their intermediate caliber rifles. What most people today would call a assault rifle. Why they call it an assault rifle? Because they liked the STG-44 and they wanted something similar. They didn't want German technology, they wanted Soviet technology. Now, this one here goes a good 2,500 feet a second, if I remember correctly. Do not quote me on that. As a 122 or 123 grain projectile, depending on what type of ammunition you pick up. This one right here is a Wolf 122 grain projectile. Yeah, 22. It's been a long time since I looked at the box. Anyway, this is not as accurate as most other 30 calibers. Now, that doesn't mean it's inaccurate. That doesn't mean that the AK is not an accurate weapon, or the SKS, or that one weird Yugoslavian weapon. I don't remember the name of it. It looks like an AK, but it's not. Anyway, this was more made to be make a bunch of it, get them out there, and spray and pray while the snipers take down the opponents. Later on, it started being used for more precision. Because of the bullet's weight and size, it's not as accurate as more modern rifle caliber cartridges and slugs. Mainly because 30 caliber. That is a big bullet. It doesn't seem very big, but when it's coming at you at over 2,000 feet a second, that's going to make a bad day for you. Now, it is actually my favorite cartridge for rifles, at least for semi-automatic rifles, because for one, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than 5.56 or even 223, which we're going to be getting into here in a second. Two, if push comes to shove, I could put those in a damn sock and use it as a weapon to just swing around my head. It's got enough weight, if I get like 50, 60 of them, it can be used as a deadly weapon without the rifle. And it's, like I said, it's not an inaccurate cartridge. It's all based on the system. Even out of an AK, like what I showed you guys earlier tonight. Or whenever you guys watch this video, or the one before, and then there's one. Either way, it's all depending on the shooter and, of course, the weapon. If you got a shitty weapon and a good shooter, more than likely he's still going to be able to make good shots. But if you got a good weapon and a shitty shooter, he ain't going to be hitting shit. Now, it's also more made, not for armor piercing, but penetration. Not armor penetration, more like cover, concrete, trees, somebody's hiding behind a car, refrigerator, just something that they're hiding behind in order to stop taking fire. Now, brings us into the 223 or 5.56. 223 and 5.56 are damn near identical. The difference is that I've seen is more along the neck and the type of primer that they're going to use. Now, this is a 5.56. If I had 223 to show you, I'd be showing them side by side, but I don't. They are exactly the same, though. It is a 22 caliber projectile. Yes, that is a 22. The actual designation for these, are the actual full caliber, like 7.62X39 for that, is 5.56X45. This is a NATO cartridge, so 5.56X45 NATO. It's got a 45mm cartridge right there, and usually brass or steel primer. This is steel ammo. And before anyone says anything, I've never had an issue with steel ammo. Steel ammo is not bad. Yeah, it's not as accurate as brass because it doesn't help you get as much pressure in. Either way, it doesn't matter. A bullet's a bullet. This one was designed back in, I want to say, the 1960s, late 50s, early 60s, for the M16 platform. They actually designed the bullet for the rifle. The 223 and 5.56 were designed for the M16. What makes this sucker real nice is that it's going over 3,000 feet a second. It is a small projectile going at high speeds, which it can be good and bad. If you're using the 55 grain like what I have here, it fragments. Once it goes into the body, it has a chance of exploding. To give you an idea, this projectile, if done right, once it enters the body, will fly apart. Inside the body, flying apart. That's where the true beauty of the 5.56 comes in. Downside is it's a 22. It's not going to do much damage if you're using the armor piercing. If it's 62 grain, that would be the green tip ones. They're not really armor piercing. They have an iron core that makes them slightly better at going through armor. These are good for precision. It's a very fast bullet, though. Fast enough that foliage will make it veer off. That's what the soldiers in Vietnam were experiencing for the American soldiers and the NATO soldiers when they were using this round. Now, this round is still in use today, but the U.S. military is looking to completely do away with it. Because of one simple reason. It doesn't have the punch they want, but it's all they got. You do what you can with the tools you have, not the tools you want. They have this. They also have a few other calibers which are not standard issue. 7.62X51, 308. 7.62X51 is 308. 50 caliber, 338 Lapua, 4570 in some cases for the mirror's leg, which you're not going to see that in any standard soldier. Anyway, these are not good at penetrating cover. The best example I can give you comes from another YouTuber called Paul Harrell. He used up 2 or 3 magazines to get through a cinder block and shoot one of the bottles of orange soda on the other side. Whereas with the 7.62, he used half of a magazine to get through it. For those of you who are bad at math, half a magazine, Standard magazine of this is 30 rounds. Same for this. 2 or 3 mags, half a mag. When it came to the penetration and actually explosive damage, this beat it out. Why? Because of the speed. Once a bullet starts going fast enough, there's this little thing called hydrostatic shock. Again, hydrostatic shock. Once it enters, it causes a wound channel to explode, causing all the liquids to go in a different direction away from the hole. Yeah. It's one of those. This doesn't have it as much because it's going slower. Bigger bullet, it's going to go slower. It's also going to lose its speed faster. It's bigger. It's also going to start dropping off faster. Bullets don't fly straight. They arc. Once it leaves the barrel, it starts going down slowly. Anyway, now that I got that off my to-do list for the night, I'll catch you guys again another time. Have a good one.